Your soulmate is quiet for a shocking reason. My beloved child, there is a silence surrounding your soulmate that no one else understands. People believe they have moved on. They believe they have forgotten. They believe their quietness means the story is over. But if only they knew what is really happening behind that silence, they would never say those words again. Stay with me, because what you are about to hear is something almost no one ever discovers. Your soulmate is not quiet because they stopped caring. They are quiet because every word they want to say feels too small for what they truly feel. Every morning they pick up their phone, and then put it back down. Every night they replay memories that refuse to disappear. Something unexpected happened inside their heart, and it changed everything. They never imagined one single thought about you could become so powerful that it would leave them speechless. The silence you notice is not empty. It is full of questions, full of hope, and full of emotions they have hidden from the entire world. Don't skip, because the real reason has not been revealed yet, and once you hear it, the entire picture will begin to make sense. A strange moment recently changed your soulmate in a way they never expected. It wasn't a dramatic event that everyone witnessed. It happened quietly, in an ordinary moment that looked completely normal from the outside. They saw something, heard something, or remembered something connected to you, and suddenly their heart refused to return to the person they were before. Since that day, they have become quieter than ever. Friends noticed the change. Family noticed the distance in their eyes. Even when they laugh, there is something missing, because part of their thoughts keeps returning to one person, you. They have imagined conversations that have never happened. They have rehearsed words they have never spoken. They have wondered whether destiny is preparing the perfect moment or asking them to wait a little longer. This silence is not weakness. It is the sound of someone protecting feelings that have grown far deeper than anyone realizes. Something huge is waiting for you, because this silence is leading toward a decision that could change everything. Yet there is another truth that makes this even more surprising. Your soulmate believes that one wrong move could destroy the connection they still carry inside their heart. They are afraid that speaking too soon could push everything away forever. So instead of rushing, they watch. Instead of chasing, they reflect. Instead of explaining everything they feel, they remain silent while hoping that somehow the right opportunity will appear. Every unexpected coincidence reminds them of you. A familiar song, a random place, a passing conversation. Somehow your memory finds its way back into their day. They cannot explain why it keeps happening, and that mystery has only made their emotions stronger. Deep inside, they are beginning to realize that some connections cannot be replaced, no matter how much time passes. Their silence has become a shield, hiding feelings that continue growing stronger every single day. Stay till the end, because the biggest revelation is still hidden beneath everything you have heard so far. But here is the moment that changes everything. Your soulmate is not only staying quiet, they are waiting for one final sign before taking the next step. They have reached a point where pretending no longer feels possible. Their heart is becoming louder than their fear, and every passing day makes it harder to remain silent. They keep asking themselves the same question: what if this is the moment I have been waiting for all along? That question follows them everywhere, refusing to disappear. The silence you see today may soon become the beginning of a conversation neither of you expected. What has looked like distance could actually be preparation. What has looked like absence could actually be the final chapter before something completely new begins. The shocking reason behind their silence was never a lack of love, it was the overwhelming weight of emotions they could no longer understand themselves. And what happens next may reveal a truth that neither your soulmate nor anyone around them ever saw coming. Don't skip, because this story has only just begun. A quiet change is unfolding where no one else can see it. Your soulmate has started noticing something impossible to ignore. Every time they convince themselves to stay silent, another reminder of you appears. It is never planned. It is never expected. A familiar place, an old photograph, a dream that feels incredibly real, or a sentence spoken by a complete stranger suddenly pulls your memory back into their heart. They have tried to tell themselves it means nothing, but deep inside they know it means everything. The more they resist these moments, the stronger they become. Their silence is no longer comfortable. It has become a question they cannot answer. They keep wondering why your presence continues to find them even when you are not there. Don't skip, because what happens next is something they never thought they would experience. They are beginning to realize that some people leave memories behind, but you left a feeling that refuses to disappear. Then something even more surprising begins to happen. Your soulmate starts imagining a future they had stopped believing in. Not because someone convinced them to, but because their own heart quietly reopened a door they thought had been locked forever. They picture conversations that have never happened. They imagine hearing your voice again. They wonder what they would say if destiny suddenly placed you in front of them without warning. At first these thoughts lasted only a few seconds, but now they stay for hours. They replay every possibility again and again, searching for the perfect words. Yet every time they feel ready, fear whispers one final question. What if it's already too late? That single question keeps them frozen between hope and hesitation. Something huge is waiting for you because this inner battle is reaching a turning point. They cannot stay trapped between silence and truth forever. Sooner or later, one side will win. Right now, without realizing it, your soulmate is changing in ways even the people closest to them cannot explain. They smile less at meaningless conversations and care more about moments that carry real emotion. They have stopped chasing distractions because none of them fill the empty space they keep feeling inside. They are learning that silence can reveal truths louder than words. Every passing day makes them understand that avoiding their feelings has only made those feelings stronger. The walls they built around their heart are beginning to crack, little by little. Behind those walls is a message they have wanted to share for a very long time. Stay till the end, because the reason they have waited this long is about to become clearer than ever before. And when that truth finally reaches the surface, everything they have hidden will suddenly make sense. Before this story moves forward, if these words have kept you listening and you want to see where this unbelievable journey leads next, remember to share this video with someone who believes in meaningful connections and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter, because the next revelation changes everything. Your soulmate has reached the point where silence is becoming heavier than speaking. They are standing at the edge of a decision that could completely rewrite the direction of this story. They do not know the exact day. They do not know the exact moment. But they know one thing with complete certainty: they cannot carry this unspoken truth forever. The shocking reason behind their silence was never that they stopped feeling. It was because their feelings became too deep to explain. And what they discover next will force them to choose between remaining silent forever, or finally allowing their heart to be heard. A hidden realization has finally begun to take shape inside your soulmate's heart. For a long time, they believed silence was protecting them. They believed that saying nothing would make the emotions fade. Instead, the exact opposite happened. Every quiet day made your memory clearer. Every unanswered question became stronger. They have reached a moment where they can no longer pretend that what they feel is ordinary. It has become impossible to ignore. They notice your name in unexpected places. They remember tiny details that everyone else has forgotten. Even ordinary moments somehow remind them of you. They keep asking themselves why this connection refuses to disappear. The more they search for an explanation, the more mysterious it becomes. Don't skip, because the next discovery completely changes the direction of this story. Something they recently realized has shaken every plan they thought they had for the future. Then an unexpected conversation changes everything. It isn't about you directly, but every word somehow points back to you. Someone casually speaks about taking chances before they disappear forever. Those simple words stay with your soulmate long after the conversation ends. They replay that sentence over and over until it begins to echo inside their heart. For the first time, they imagine what life would feel like if they never revealed what they truly carried inside. That thought unsettles them more than they expected. They realize they have spent so much time protecting themselves that they may have been protecting themselves from happiness as well. A quiet determination starts replacing fear. It is small at first, almost impossible to notice, but with every passing day it grows stronger. Stay till the end, because this quiet determination is leading toward a choice that cannot be undone once it is made. Something else is happening that even your soulmate cannot explain. They have started preparing without fully realizing it. They organize old memories. They reflect on past decisions. They think carefully before speaking. They become more patient than before because deep inside they feel that an important chapter is getting closer. It feels as though life itself is gently moving pieces into place while they simply watch in amazement. The silence that once felt heavy now feels different. It no longer feels like an ending. It feels like the final pause before something meaningful begins. Every passing day makes them believe that waiting forever is no longer an option. Their heart has carried this secret for too long, and the weight of keeping it hidden is becoming greater than the fear of revealing it. Something huge is waiting for you because this change inside them is happening much faster than anyone around them realizes. Now comes the most surprising part yet. Your soulmate has quietly made a promise to themselves. They have decided that when the right moment arrives, they will not allow fear to steal another opportunity. They do not know exactly how that moment will appear, but they know they must be ready when it does. This promise has transformed their silence into preparation. Every quiet day has been shaping them for what comes next. The shocking reason behind their silence was never distance, indifference, or forgetting. It was the journey of a heart learning the courage to speak after carrying emotions that felt impossible to express. And what they are about to witness next will test that courage in a way they never imagined. The next chapter holds the moment that could change everything forever. A moment is approaching that your soulmate never believed would arrive so soon. For weeks, they convinced themselves they still had plenty of time. They thought another tomorrow would always come. But something has shifted. They have started feeling an urgency they cannot explain. Every sunrise feels different. Every evening leaves them wondering whether they have waited too long. The silence that once gave them comfort has become impossible to carry. It follows them everywhere, reminding them that some truths cannot stay hidden forever. They look calm on the outside, but inside their heart is moving faster than ever before. They keep imagining one unexpected meeting, one unexpected message, one unexpected opportunity that could change everything in a single instant. Don't skip, because the next revelation is the one they have secretly been preparing for all along. Without warning, your soulmate begins noticing patterns that seem too meaningful to ignore. Certain memories return again and again. Familiar places suddenly feel important. Random conversations somehow reflect exactly what they have been feeling inside. At first they dismiss these moments as coincidence, but after they happen repeatedly, they can no longer ignore them. Their heart begins whispering the same message every single day: stop hiding what has always been true. That quiet voice grows stronger until it becomes impossible to silence. They finally understand that staying quiet has never erased their emotions, it has only delayed them. For the first time, they stop asking whether they should speak and begin asking how they will find the courage when the moment finally arrives. Stay till the end, because the answer to that question is closer than they realize. Deep inside, another transformation is taking place. Your soulmate is no longer focused on fear. They are beginning to focus on possibility. Instead of imagining everything that could go wrong, they have started imagining everything that could finally go right. That single change has altered the way they see the future. They realize that every meaningful connection requires one brave decision. Every unforgettable story begins with one honest step. Their silence is slowly turning into determination, and that determination is becoming impossible to hide. Even those around them have started noticing a quiet confidence that wasn't there before. They cannot explain why they seem different, but your soulmate knows exactly why. They have stopped running from their own heart. Something huge is waiting for you, because once a heart reaches this point, there is no returning to the way things were before. Now the final piece of this chapter falls into place. Your soulmate has made one private decision that no one else knows about. They have promised themselves that the next genuine opportunity will not be wasted. No more endless hesitation. No more unanswered feelings. No more pretending that silence is enough. They have realized that some people enter your life for a reason so powerful that ignoring it only makes it stronger. The shocking reason behind their silence was never the absence of emotion, it was the overwhelming depth of emotions they were still learning to understand. But that season of silence is nearing its end. A single unexpected moment is approaching, and when it arrives, your soulmate will be standing at a crossroads where one choice could rewrite the future forever. The next chapter begins where hesitation ends, and what happens there will reveal the truth they have been carrying all this time. A new chapter begins the very moment your soulmate stops asking, "What if I fail?" and starts asking, "What if this is the opportunity I've been waiting for?" That single question changes everything. For so long, silence felt like the safest place to hide. Now, silence feels like the biggest obstacle standing between their heart and the future they secretly dream about. Every passing day strengthens one realization: they cannot keep carrying emotions that grow deeper with every sunrise. They have started paying attention to every small detail around them, almost as if life itself is preparing them for an encounter they cannot yet see. Their heart feels unusually calm, but beneath that calm is an excitement they have never experienced before. It is the kind of feeling that appears only when something important is getting closer. Don't skip, because the next truth explains why your soulmate suddenly seems different from the person they were only a short time ago. There is something they have never admitted to anyone. During quiet moments, they imagine how everything would unfold if the distance between you suddenly disappeared. They picture the first conversation. They imagine the first smile. They wonder whether words will even be necessary after carrying so many unspoken emotions for so long. These thoughts no longer feel like imagination, they feel like possibilities. That is what surprises them the most. Their heart has quietly replaced doubt with hope. The fear that once controlled every decision is beginning to lose its power. They no longer believe that silence can protect them forever. Instead, they believe honesty may become the only path forward. Every memory they once tried to forget now reminds them of one simple truth: some connections become stronger the longer they are understood rather than ignored. Stay till the end, because the biggest emotional shift has not happened yet. At the same time, people around your soulmate begin noticing changes they cannot explain. They seem more thoughtful, more patient, more focused on what truly matters. They no longer waste energy on things that once distracted them. It is as though their heart has quietly decided to prepare for something meaningful. Even they cannot fully explain why they suddenly feel hopeful about the future. They only know that every attempt to bury these feelings has made them return even stronger. A quiet confidence is replacing uncertainty. They have started believing that the right moment is not something they must chase, it is something they must be ready to recognize. Something huge is waiting for you because your soulmate is closer than ever to accepting what their heart has been trying to tell them all along. And then comes the realization that changes everything. Your soulmate finally understands that the shocking reason behind their silence was never confusion alone. It was transformation. Every silent day has shaped them into someone braver, wiser, and more certain about what truly matters. They no longer see their quietness as an ending. They see it as preparation for the moment when they can finally stop hiding behind hesitation. The chapter that follows will reveal the one unexpected event that forces them to choose between remaining silent forever, or taking the step they once believed they would never have the courage to take. When that moment arrives, nothing will ever feel the same again. Everything changes faster than your soulmate expected. The quiet routine they had grown comfortable with suddenly begins to feel unfamiliar. A feeling they kept pushing aside refuses to stay hidden any longer. They wake up thinking about unfinished conversations. They fall asleep wondering how different life could have been if they had spoken sooner. The silence that once protected their heart now echoes louder than any words ever could. They begin to understand that waiting forever is no longer an answer. Every passing day feels like a reminder that meaningful opportunities are never meant to remain untouched forever. Don't skip, because the next revelation uncovers the one thought that has completely taken over your soulmate's heart. It is a thought so powerful that it has quietly changed the way they look at every tomorrow. Then something unexpected happens. Your soulmate starts noticing that every plan they make somehow leads back to the same destination, you. No matter how hard they try to focus on something else, their heart quietly returns to the connection they never truly left behind. They begin asking themselves questions they avoided for so long. What if this feeling was always meant to teach me something? What if silence was never the answer? Those questions grow stronger until they become impossible to ignore. The more honestly they answer themselves, the clearer everything becomes. They realize they were never running away from you. They were running away from the vulnerability of admitting how deeply this connection had changed them. Stay till the end, because the truth they uncover next becomes the turning point they can never reverse. As that realization settles in, another transformation quietly unfolds. Your soulmate becomes more certain than ever before that life is offering one more chance to stop living with unanswered emotions. They no longer measure time by days or weeks. They measure it by opportunities they do not want to lose again. Every coincidence now feels meaningful. Every unexpected reminder carries a message they cannot ignore. They begin preparing themselves emotionally, not for a perfect moment, but for a genuine one. That difference changes everything. They understand that perfection was never what they were waiting for. Courage was. And now, for the first time in a very long while, courage is beginning to outweigh fear. Something huge is waiting for you because this quiet transformation is almost complete, and once it is complete, your soulmate will no longer be the same person who chose silence over honesty. Now the final truth of this chapter comes into focus. The shocking reason your soulmate stayed quiet was never because they lacked feelings. It was because those feelings became so real that they wanted every future step to be meaningful. They refused to let a moment of uncertainty decide the fate of a connection that had continued growing inside their heart. But that season is reaching its end. They have finally accepted that some stories are not meant to remain unfinished. Some hearts are not meant to stay silent forever. The next chapter begins with an unexpected moment that neither of you could have predicted, and when it arrives, your soulmate will discover that the courage they have been searching for has been quietly growing inside them all along. What happens after that may become the most unforgettable chapter of this entire journey.